guys might have a few questions regarding the thumbnail as to why do you need to sell everything right now. And first, let me touch up on that before I go over a few trades. Now, we can see that Bitcoin is at a very dangerous level right now. And if it does break below the 18.5K mark, it is very likely the price is going to continue down into the 10K level. So what can push price below this level since it is a strong zone of support? Well, nothing else rather than news is able to push it. And we do have core CPI important news regarding inflation from the USA. Now, if inflation comes back positive, it's going to be a very difficult situation and the market may move down. So we need to monitor the CPI. And by the way, I will be live streaming at that point. So if you want to join in, well, join in, subscribe to the channel. And now let's get into our analysis. So let's start off with Bitcoin since we're already on the chart right here. We have a large scale correction pattern ongoing for, quite some time. And after a large move towards the downside and a large scale correction pattern, the least that we could expect is a large move down as well. And this is something that I like to use for all of my flag patterns, which is the minimum price objective. So you take the size of a move, you take your flag, and then you plot the move like this to find the minimum possible price that your flag can reach after breaking out towards the downside. So that's called the MPO, or the minimum price objective. I've back tested it, it's worked multiple times, and it makes sense that this size of the move that happened, so the impulse that happened at the start or the staff of the flag is equal in size usually to the staff of the end of the flag. So that's when it comes to Bitcoin. Be very careful. We're either going to move up after the CPI news and continue this correction for a little bit more before moving down, or we're simply going to break down below right now due to enormous selling pressure due to rate hikes and CPI news, and the market may move down into the 10K level as a target. Now, why 10K? Well, it's pretty simple because the next zone of significant support is around the 10K mark. Now, you could say that there is a zone of support right around here, 12K or something, but it doesn't really seem too nice for me, so I prefer to look at it 10K, right? Why 10K? It's a psychologically significant number and a lot of people will want to buy at the 10K level. So what I can say with a lot of certainty is that Bitcoin will probably never move underneath the 10K level in the future. Now, regarding the two trades that we took yesterday, we actually didn't take both of them. I pointed you towards GBP CAD and GBP USD because that's what our analysis of the previous 30 pairs shown. So if you haven't seen the video, check it out. I checked all of these 30 pairs and I found a few opportunities on GBP CAD and GBP USD, except it didn't happen what I wanted to happen. I wanted the 4-hour candle on GBP CAD to make a break down below from this zone, and the next 4-hour candle to make a wick up first and break the low of the previous one. But as you can see, evidently that did not happen, so I had to move on. GBP USD, well, I'm going to remove GBP CAD now, but GBP USD, I actually did take a short trade because we did have a strong 4-hour candle, as you can see, a strong bearish 4-hour candle, then made a breakdown. Then the next 4-hour, it made a wick up first, as you can see, and then it broke the low of the previous 4-hour candle. So I took the trade, but as you can see, it went back up, which is good because I managed it, right? We took a 0.2% loss, and I'm going to show you what I did. So on the 4-hour time frame, as we saw this candle make the breakdown below, it started wicking back up, right? It started coming back up, and that is never a good sign. So then I moved into the lower time frames. 2-hour didn't see anything in particular. 1-hour didn't see anything in particular except for a large candle right here where I did put my initial stop loss, right? So my initial stop loss was right here, and then I moved it to the second position, and then I looked for how I can manage this trade even more, because there's 3 things in trading that are good and 1 thing that is bad. Small losses are good. Small wins are good. Big wins are amazing, but big losses, no. Never take a big loss. So what I did is I kept moving down the time frames until I found the 15-minute where we saw exactly what is happening on the lower time frames. We saw this candle that made a wick up and then broke the low of the previous candle. So as you can see, this was the low right here, and we broke the low as I entered the position. And after that, we saw the first blue candle start to form. So I thought, okay, since we have this blue candle starting to form, price is either going to move up or move down from that area. So I'm going to trail my stop loss right above this blue candle. And sure enough, price continued up and stopped me out for a 0.2% loss. Now, this is nothing. It would be 0.1% usually, but I use 2% risk on my trades. And if you guys want to check out my full MetaTrader report on all of the trades that I do take, well, subscribe to the channel, because at the end of every month, I'm going to be doing a recap of all of the trades I did take, just so I can show you guys that I'm not messing around and what I'm doing is for real. Now, we had a few other pairs that we were looking at yesterday, but this one, EuroCAD, is still forming. We're still not going to take any trades. Euro CHF, still forming. It's pretty ugly. Not going to take any trades there. GBP CHF, we broke the correction pattern, and on the 1 hour time frame, we are creating somewhat of a support, but still not enough for a trade. And CAD CHF, kind of ugly and still not enough for a trade because we didn't break above this key zone right here. So moving on into the crypto pairs, which is probably what interests most of you right now, we had Bitcoin, which I said, we're either going to continue this correction towards the upside, or we're going to break down towards the downside. And what's going to happen in the near term, we're either breaking this correction right here, or we're breaking the correction down here. And the only thing that can move Bitcoin so strong above, below one of these very strong zones of support, or to break this line right here, is if we have sufficient news and volume coming into the market. And the only way we do that is with either CPI this week or other news coming out next week. Now, algo, we also said that we may be moving bullish, but we didn't break this correction pattern. So for now, nothing is happening right there, but we are looking to extend this correction pattern, and it's looking pretty nice, right? It's looking like a bullish correction pattern, which could mean that the market is preparing for a certain type of news to come out from the CPI that would push the market up, right? Ethereum broke down, right? It broke down below, but is this already a valid confirmation for more downside? Well, I would say no, because we are still finding some support right here, so we can modify our downline like this. Now, if we do break up below this, then we can almost be certain that Ethereum will be moving towards more downside. Now, Polkadot, next up, it did make a slight break below, but this is still not very convincing because, first of all, the daily candle didn't close. So we're going to have to wait until yesterday to see how today's daily candle closed, and then we can make some modifications, some trades, or some potential, we'll have more insight into what could happen in the market in the future. So Polkadot, no trades right there yet. Avalanche, we did take a short a long time ago, a few weeks back, and it did make another break, sure enough, towards the downside. So this is a fantastic one. I'm going to move my trail right above here because we did break the zone. And right now, even in the worst case, I'm going to make around 0.75R, which is around 1.5%, even if price starts moving up and hits my trailed stop loss. So like for this trade. Now, next up, we have Solana, which is still on the support level. And if we do break down, we have some significant downside coming up because Solana has been on a huge growth rampage in the past few years, and it would make sense that we correct more towards the downside. Ripple, we're almost coming to the end right here. We did have an opportunity for a long position. We didn't take it because of reasons I said 2 videos ago, so you can go and check that out. It just simply did not look too clean, and it did not respect the 50 period moving average, or this orange line that you can see right here that was respected in the past. So if we had respected it and started making another bullish correction pattern right towards more upside, so if we did something like this and created another pattern, then it would have been a good long opportunity. But since we just broke down from the 50 period moving average, we have no trade here as well. And lastly, we have Matic, which was looking good towards more upside. On the 4 hour time frame, we have a large trend line that, if broken out of, we could be moving up, but currently we're still consolidating at this point and we're not doing anything too significant. So let's monitor the daily time frame on Matic, see if we do respect this 50 period moving average, if we do make a break towards the upside and a retracement, and then we can look for any potential long opportunities. So that's about it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you want to hear more from me, and if you want to see more of my detailed insight into the market. Subscribe if you want to hear my live streams coming out whenever there's an important news event, and basically that's about it. Now, lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto, forex, or stock market world. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.